Okay, my name is Ines. The idea is related to psychology, and there's this type of therapy that psychologists use. It's called sand tray therapy, smilškastes therapy, maybe some of you know. And it's the principle is simply that a person or a child already from 3 years old has a small sandbox, and they place little figures in it, and the psychologist interprets what that means. And we haven't found such an application online, but the idea is to create such an application online that a person just puts little figures in a sand tray or on the area, and the application tells some basic meaning, what's happening to that person at the moment, what are they feeling, or why are they, what's going on with them, and I guess the deeper possibility is for that person to write their own kind of story, what they're putting together, and then an actual psychologist may interpret it in more detail. So that's the idea, to create such an online application.
Business model. Business model. How do you make money
So,
out of it?
Well, there is no business model yet, but I guess the initial idea was that it's the underlying psychology is probably very complicated. So something that can be like automatically interpreted is very basic, but if the person actually wants to interact with the psychologist who helps them, then that's for money. So they pay to have an actual psychologist afterwards interpret their results and work with that person to answer how to solve that problem or whatever. Yes. Any other questions?
Yeah. Okay, I can propose one question. My first question then, does it need any? Because I would assume that a psychotherapy would require of this method would require a broader context. Meaning that is it kind of a funny tool, or is it more kind of serious thing? How much of a context is required for interpreting those things? Is it just like horoscopes on the last page and then kind of visiting astrologists? It's a silly analogy, but how much of context does it require to get to some serious levels?
Yes, I'm not a psychologist, but the psychologist who works with me, who told me this, she says that initially it doesn't require very much context because it's like basic principles. So like initially it can be said, okay, is that person happy at the moment or sad or whatever? Then there are some basic questions that the application will ask the person. Why are you doing this certain way? So it gets some additional context from that, and that lets it interpret much better what's going on with the person. And so at first it's like a funny tool, then you can go deeper, and then you can work with an actual psychologist for additional money.
One more question from my side. Is those sand, because sand is kind of used for a purpose of the texture and everything, and once you get it on screen, you lose that third dimension. Is that critical or not?
I don't think that's critical, there's no such application right now available online, but I know that some psychiatrists, psychologists in US use like SimCity, SimFamily or something like that, just to have a person come into their office and just do it on the screen, because like young people would like to work on screen much better than with actual sand stuff.
Why don't you create iPad app?
Yeah, I'm not a developer. I don't have any developers, or I would need like developers and designers or stuff like that. So it's just an idea. There's no actual development going on.
Thank you.
Okay, I'll start. Okay, we are a team of 2 peoples, and the basic idea was to make a quiz platform. So the platform which can be easily used to make a quizzes. And the initial idea was to link the main object with 4 options. And the goal of application is to have a really simple interface from point of user. So there's no text, there's no descriptions around, but the interface has to be really simple, that when you see a mother of an animal, you just choose, okay, this is not a in the opposite way, this is a child, and you have to pick a father or mother for a child. So just one tap application. And the problem we are solving that today is really difficult to deal with a young child when they are seeing your touchpad or smartphone, and they are wanting to take it and to tap. And what we have as a parents, we have a dilemma to give, to play some, let's say, silly or dummy games, or to try to give some application where child is learning something, some links between objects. Going further, you can switch content to more difficult one, and then we chose approach that this platform allows to load data from existing tables. So the main idea, comparing to existing quiz applications or platforms where you have to hard-code questions, what we do, we create a table, we not create, but just take table of facts or table of text and pictures, or as in this example, programmers or analysts surely can imagine behind this application there is only 2 columns. One column contains parents and second one column contains child. And the algorithm takes this table, randomizes the content and publishes to really simple interface. Going further, as I said before, we can make this content more complicated and use this platform not only for child, but for schools, for adults, and also for entertainment. That's it.
What's the focus segment? What's the focus group? Who is your customer then?
Okay. What we see, there are two main approaches how to attend attention. The first one is the public website with catalog of games, where parents can let their child to play a game and to put advertising around the game. Another one is to work with marketing companies and make existing marketing content where, let's say, there are products with, let's say, cosmetics or food, and there are some pictures with products and descriptions, and these existing data are randomized and published as a quiz.
Once again, who's your customer?
The customer.
Yeah, sure. Who's paying? Who's
interested? Retailers are paying from the marketing budget to rent the space for this application.
Any more questions?
One of our goals is to make this app in HTML5 to be available on all devices, like on PC, Android device, and Mac devices.
My idea is about advertising. As most of the internet cases, many cases you take money from advertising. Now I'm on just a bit different field, on outdoor advertising. So the product. Imagine outdoor advertising billboard, like like Clear Channel. For example, if this poster is outdoor advertising billboard, then I want to put wheels under it. I want to put Google Cars technology on it, that it can ride without a person. That the billboard, like this poster, can go around the room, can go around the city by GPS without people maneuvering it. So I have to make this technology, but Google have did it on the cars. There is problem that there isn't cars now on the streets who are riding, well, for masses, who are riding around the streets without a driver. But if it's just an advertising billboard, it doesn't require so many safety points. Yeah. Yeah, of course, if it rides very fast and if it has some kind of sharp edges or knives or something like that, then that's a problem. But I just see that it's a future for outdoor advertising. As you can imagine, some kind of Futurama movie or some kind of, I don't know, Simpsons, there was some kind of movie that in the future there should be a walking billboards, walking outdoor advertisement. But why outdoor advertising is so great? That's because outdoor advertising in Latvia, the market is 8 million lats. Okay, it's not very much, but if we compare that there are about 6-7 players, main players in outdoor advertising, then it means that there is more potential than in other markets. So outdoor advertising, 8 million in Latvia, about 6 million in Estonia, about 10 million in Lithuania, and there can be a 8 million budget just for one advertising campaign in USA. So I want to hear from you comments and critics for the technology billboard with billboard with wheels and with Google Cars driverless technology on it.
Thank you. My first question is how you would protect your advantage in long term. What's so unique anyone else could not repeat?
I guess that if you make the technology in the start for this kind of advertising billboard, that there is about 6 months or 12 months that you are free of competition, because every others have to make the technology from the ground. And if we have the technology, then in these 6 and 12 months, we will have to use enormously great business approach to make it all around the world. And we can use a franchise, like a franchise. If we use franchise, it's truly possible. If the idea is great, if the business is great, it's truly possible that we can launch it all around the world in 6 and 12 months. If we are leaders in the business in first 6 or 12 months, while everybody else is trying to make the same technology, while everybody else is trying to flip off your technology, then you can make a business where you are a business leader, where you are a market leader.
Would I assume right that you will be in-licensing the driver-free, the driverless technology from Google then?
Well, I don't know. I don't really know.
Fine, more questions, yeah.
Do you really think the investment would be worth it? Because like paying a driver, a human driver, would be way cheaper than buying all the sensors, all the data, developing the software to drive it. Wouldn't it just be easier to pay a driver?
Yeah, if you pay a driver, you have to pay about 50% more for the advertising than regular billboards. And that's quite expensive, but that's true. Yeah, that's true point. That it would be very expensive, and someone could just steal it. But I feel that the true thing is in the belly. So I mean that you have to make the product as simple, as low cost possible, for example, like a webcams, and make unbelievably great software. And for the software, I'm just one person here, then for the software there should be some kind of very great wizard programmers who could make the technology which could be implemented low cost.